Hello, welcome to Irons United for another player profile. So today I am talking about Jack Wilshere. Should he stay or should he go? Let's just go through some stats first of all, and then I think we can make up our own minds based upon him. But he started his youth career at Luton Town 2001, and then he moved on to Arsenal from 2001 to 2008. He's 28 years old. He should be in his prime right now. He was, born in the 1st of January 1992. I didn't know that, actually. But there we go. Then he moved up to the senior team at Arsenal, of course, from 2008 to 2018. 125 appearances with 7 goals. In that time, though, he had 2 loan periods. 2010 to Bolton, made 14 appearances, 1 goal. And then the 16-17 season, he made that loan move to Bournemouth and 27 appearances. Now, it was based upon that season, I believe, that we went in for Jack Wilshere, because he's always had a terrible injury record. You can't really blame him for that. It's just the way it is. But we were pinning our hopes, I believe, on that season where he actually put in 27 appearances, and he actually had a really good season for Bournemouth, and it was really productive for them. So then we went in for him on a free transfer, of course, in 2018, and he's made 14 appearances in all competitions and 0 nil-point goals. Also, he's since 2010 for England, he's made 34 appearances with 2 goals. Obviously blighted by injuries, so he hasn't really had a stellar career. His career should have been a lot better than it is, or has been, for sure. He signed for a free transfer. He's on £100,000 a week, which equates to £5.2 million a year. And he's on a 3-year contract, which equates to £15.6 million. So £15.6 million, and in 2 seasons, near enough. I know where we are right now, of course, with that. But he's made 14 appearances, and most of that time he's been injured. And no goals. I think, we can see where we're at with Jack Wilshere, aren't we? Look, in the 2018-2019 season for us, he made 8 appearances, but 4 of those were as sub. This season, to date, 2019-2020, he's made 6 appearances with 4 as sub. Should he stay? Should he go? Well, I think the problem is the salary that he's getting. This is very much turned into another Andy Carroll situation. He's getting £100,000 a week. He's constantly injured. One thing leads to another. He'll come back to fitness, and then he might get injured in training. He was supposed to come back a while ago. Then he got, I think it was an ankle injury as well. It's just a catalogue of injury issues. The problem with any injury is, as soon as you start having something, then you start compensating for it by another part of your body, and you put extra stress on the other part of the body. And that's, I think, is potentially what's happening here. Yes, West Ham have been criticised in terms of their injury rate, the training facilities and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think this is a club issue. I think this is just him, unfortunately. As I said, he's 28 years old. He should be in his prime really right now, his footballing prime. We should have another 2 or 3 years of him at West Ham. He should be, the magician in the middle of the field. He should be commanding everything. He really should be, putting Mark Noble to the subs bench, really. He should have made that his own. But of course, he hasn't. He hasn't been able to through injuries. And even when he's come on and played, just from memory here, you might have to help me out here, leave it in the comments below, but I don't think he's had fantastic appearances either. I think he's possibly had 1 game of note from my memory, that I think, he had a decent game. But look, it's only 14 appearances in 2 seasons. It's hardly anything, really. Look, fitness, of course, the injury is a curse for him. It's a curse for any club he's played for. It's certainly for us. Apart from Bournemouth, when he played for them for those 27 appearances that one season, and he played really, really well. And I think that's what we were hoping for him. I'm so on what one part of me was saying to you, will say to you, or say to myself, that Jack Wilshere should not be at the club. He should be sold as soon as his 3-year contract expires. That's it, move him on. And I really do think, in my heart of hearts, that's what we should do, because he just hasn't produced. And he hasn't been able to produce because of his injury record. You can't blame him for that. That's just, as I say, that's just the way it is. But we've got to talk bare facts here, and bare facts are he's just hasn't done it for us. And for over 15 million in 3 years, that's a lot of money for somebody who's not producing for the club. Now, if he can produce a run between now, whenever the season restarts again, and by the end of his contract, and if he can start being productive with goals, we've got to have goals from him as well. He's got to be commanding centre of the midfield, and he's got to have a clean injury record. Then yes, maybe keep him, but it's a big if in my eyes. I don't know about you guys. Let us know in the comments about Jack Wilshere. I think we all wanted that dream to be real. We all wanted him to succeed and be well, and he'll be free of his injury record. But I think in the back of our minds we were all thinking, nah, it's not going to happen. And look, is it a bad purchase from the club? Well, on these stats, you've got to say yes, it is. I mean, it hasn't been fantastic, has it? But I don't know. Look, there's still some time on his contract. I don't think we should be kicking him out the door right now. But I think we need to seriously consider whether he's should be continuing with the club. As it stands now, I would say no. Let him go at the end of his contract, or if we can sell him, get some money back for him, which I doubt many clubs would, especially in the current climate, and especially based on his stats. Full stop. This is the money ball of football transfers. Would tell you stay well away from Jack Wilshere, especially for that money. Now, if he was on a pay-as-you-play, or if he was on a very a much more smaller contract, let's say 30 grand a week, 20, 30 grand a week, I'll take a punt. I would take a punt on Jack Wilshere. And if he could put a run of games, then you could say, okay, 20,000 a week, 30,000 a week, but you could have performance add-ons on top of that. Okay, that might work for him right now, as in playing for West Ham, but not on £100,000 a week, and not for what he hasn't produced. That's because what he hasn't produced. But let us know in the comments: would you still keep him on? Would you keep him on for a reduced salary? What does he have to do in your eyes to still stay at the club? Obviously get fit is the obvious thing, and stay injury free is the obvious thing, but what does he have to do performance wise? But anyway, look, Jack Wilshere, we want him to be that mercurial talent, but don't think it's ever going to happen. But let us know in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe. Keep on coming over to Irons United and watching our videos. We're trying to produce as much as we can for you, and catch you on the next player profile and oil show, grumble, confidential show, whatever it is, it's coming at you very soon. Ta-da now.